name is Mehboob Sohel, and in this transmission we are going to be talking about the flower of life and my personal interaction with the flower of life. I had this really magical and accidental encounter with this amazing symbol called the flower of life. My life 6 years ago, before 2012, December of 2012, was completely different. My point of view, the clothes that I wear, the way I look, how I think, what I do, everything was very different prior to 2012 December. I was a corporate person. I was the CEO and dean of a company before this. And all my life, all I wanted was to climb the career ladder and do things, earn more, create more wealth, etc., etc. That was my perspective. And during the December of 2012, something strange happened. So you probably have heard about the 2012 phenomenon, how the world is coming to an end as we know it and a new world is going to begin. So I was researching this phenomenon somewhere in Netherlands with my partner. And during the research, this was 10 days before December 21st of 2012, I was researching something to do with the conspiracy theory. And I was researching, I accidentally came across this symbol online. And after that, I don't know what happened. For the next 10 days, I left everything else that I was doing, and I was just so fascinated with the symbol, not knowing what I was doing. I was just going deeper and deeper into knowing this symbol, admiring the symbol, reading about it, looking at it. So this was 10 days before the run-up to the D-Day, that is 9 p.m., 21 hours of 21st December 2012, 21/21/2012. Exactly at the time I was sitting with my partner then, and she asked me, Mehboob, what is it that you want to do in life? Something radical, something different than what you have ever done. Don't use your mind, just say it from your heart. So I just looked at her and shut down my mind as she instructed, and out of a mindless state spoke these words. I told her I want to be a sacred geometry painter, and I also want to understand the metaphysical. I don't know why I said this. Before this, my life had no connection to do with anything spiritual, mystical, or anything to do with symbols or sacred geometry or energy. So the moment I spoke these words, something fantastic happened. In the next 10 days, my entire life collapsed in front of my eyes like a pack of cards. Everything I had built together till then just vanished and disappeared. I lost everything. I lost my family, my savings, my job, my apartment, everything, practically everything, in just a matter of 10 days after I spoke those words. I was quite in shock then. But anyway, one thing led to another. A whole series of synchronous events started to occur in my life. And this led me to something very fantastic. In 30 days of me speaking that I wanted to, or wishing that I wanted to be a sacred geometry artist, I had my first exhibit of paintings, 16 paintings in Goa, attended by some of the most celebrated artists from all over the world. For a person who has never touched a brush in his life or don't know anything about painting, this was a miracle. That after I spoke the words in 30 days' time, I already was an artist, an established artist in a sense, because I had 16 pieces of fabulous paintings, and that was viewed by some of the most prominent painters from across the world. I couldn't believe this. Not just this, but also my tarot reading practice in the beaches of Goa became an instant hit. I had queues of people coming to me with the belief that whatever I speak is going to come true. And it did come true. and I had no clue about anything to do with tarot before this. Anyway, this series of synchronous events led me to a magical place, a place I did not know I could be in. At that time, I paused in my path and started to wonder about what was really happening and how come my wishes were coming true in a magnificent, magical manner. Before this point, my life was full of manifestations. I had manifested whatever I had in my heart, in my head, in my gut, by simply following a plan and implementing a plan, by making sacrifices, by being disciplined and working hard. I had got whatever I had to get in the physical world. But in here, something magical was happening. Anything that I thought of started to come true. So I started to wonder, how did this shift happen to me? When I was thinking about what was I doing during the time of making of this wish, I realized I was looking at the flower of life. Then I thought to myself, how can a symbol really affect something so dramatic? Not just inside me, but also occurrences outside me. I had this doubt in my head, a skeptical mind, a logical mind thinking through, telling me this cannot be true, a symbol cannot do this. The moment I thought about this, something even more fantastic started to happen. I was on the beach of Goa, in the beach shack, painting the flower of life at that point in time, when I was pondering on this phenomenon. Once I thought that it cannot be true, I suddenly had this person walked into the beach restaurant, saw me painting the flower of life and said, "Oh hi, you're painting the flower of life. Do you know something that happened to me when I met the flower of life for the first time?" And I said, "What?" He said, "My life changed, my life transformed. I was somebody else and I was radically transformed into a very different space." I said, "Oh, I see." But I was still skeptical after hearing her story. But what happened after is even more magnificent. I had almost 20 to 30 people walk into my table in the ensuing days, telling me similar stories of how their lives transformed when they started to work with this symbol, the flower of life. After meeting 20 or 30 people who came to me and told me their stories, I had to let go of my doubt and accept the fact that symbols do have a strong potential to alter or bring about a deep, radical shift in our being. Since then, I have been dedicating my time and my life into studying various metaphysical phenomena that affect radical human transformations. One of them is sacred geometry symbols. I study them. I also do workshops to acquaint people with how to use these symbols. I also study things that are extrasensory perceptions like telepathy and healing of the self, etc., etc. But to come back to the flower of life. The flower of life, as a symbol, is meant to do many things. Among them, the most prominent are first, it brings a shift in our perspective, our perceptions. Who we are is what we perceive, basically. Our perception, the way we see the world, the lenses through which we observe everything, defines our actions, our understanding of life, our reactions, etc. Now, the flower of life is a symbol that brings what I call as a higher perspective, a higher point of view, an expanded awareness. Yes. For example, if you were to watch your circumstances situation when you're stuck in a traffic jam in your car, in a traffic jam, then your reaction would be completely different to the jam versus you observing the jam, traffic jam from, let's say, a higher vantage point or a higher perspective from a hot air balloon right above. When you're in the jam, your field of vision is only so much, and in that field of vision, the perspective, you will feel frustrated because you are unable to move to where you want to move. But if you were to observe the same occurrence, let's say from a hot air balloon, and you're watching the traffic jam, your reaction to that would be quite different. It would be not a frustration perhaps, but of joy, because from that vantage point you can possibly see what is happening way beyond and everything else, and you might realize that being in the traffic jam for you at that moment is the best thing that can happen to you. A shift in perspective brings about a whole different shift in everything. So the flower of life is one such yantra, symbol or a tool to be used to bring an expanded awareness or a higher perspective. The second reason why the symbol is extremely special is because it's a symbol of manifesting. What I mean by manifesting is the thought that whatever you have inside as dormant potentials, you can use the symbol to open those dormant potentials. Potentials that are hidden deep inside you, which have not come out because you have not given them an opportunity to. Once you interact with the symbol, will start to explode out of you. For example, in my life, I have spent a majority of my life doing things that I thought I should be doing things that I thought I am good at because of my education or my background or where I come from. Not knowing that I had this many qualities and skills inside me I never explored. But once I met this symbol, all those started to overflow out of me. For example, I became a painter, a visual artist. I also became good with music. I'm a performer now. I play many different instruments, from a very complex instrument like the sitar, to a flute, to a morchang, a mouth harp, to ektar, to singing. I do performances. It happened in such a short span of time. I also have discovered this access to understanding the metaphysical dimension. The third point why the flower of life is a special symbol is that it is a symbol that allows you to access the metaphysical. It's a key to the doorway that allows you to access the metaphysical dimension. We exist in the three dimension. To exist in the other dimension, to access that, to understand the metaphysical processes, to open your third eye, this symbol is a very potent tool. So this symbol, apart from it being very special to me, it also works on various chakras or capabilities within, or the access point to many energies of the cosmos. Either way you look at it, this symbol does three things among other things. Number one, it works on shifting your perspective. A perspective that you carry from your education and your background would suddenly shift into acquiring a newer perspective. A perspective that is more expanded, that is more richer, that gives you a higher state of consciousness or a higher state of awareness. Number two, this symbol is also a symbol of manifesting. It starts to open up hidden potentials, capabilities within, skills, talents that you might have. Also gives you the access to understanding the metaphysical or opening your third eye. So we will stop with this information for this transmission about the flower of life. I will have more videos coming to you soon about the flower of life. For now, I'd like to point out that this painting, The Flower of Life, is also available for sale. Details are below. Also do like, share and comment below. And I look forward to bringing more information on the Flower of Life. For now, signing out to you, this is Mehboob Sohel.